Well, hello everybody, and yes, it's dark. There's no doubt about it. We are going to be going on an Iron Butt today. You heard me right, an Iron Butt today. We are taking a 2018 Eluder. So let's go get some gas. Let's do the initial start and let's get going. Alright, so this is the bike that's going with me. JD is going to come along with his Yamaha as well. I know he's scary first thing in the morning, but you know he's better looking when when he gets his helmet on. Timestamp 3:06, and off we go. We're not going to do a lot of video for a little bit here because, well, it's dark out. So see you when it gets dark. So we're at the first gas stop. Well, for JD anyway. He's got a small tank. I got a big tank. I can go forever on my tank, but getting a little bit of daylight going now. Just grabbed something to drink. Quick little bar, energy bar or some crap to munch on, and away we go. Just west of the Waterloo exit on the New York State Thruway. And again, gas stop. Just a quick check in here. We're about 235, 240 miles or so in. Both Yamahas, my Eluder and JD's Yamaha as well. Both absolutely crushing the miles, no problems, no issues whatsoever. I'm trying to stop about every 100-ish miles, and he's got about 130 to 140 mile range on his tank. I got about 230. So if we stop every 100 or so, he can get gas, and I can get gas every other one. So we are just outside of Buffalo, New York, and enjoying the ride so far. Sun came up and definitely got colder when the sun came up, but that's the typical, so no big deal. We're heading over into Ohio for our next stop, and we'll check in there, see how we're feeling. Right now everything's going really well, so hopefully it stays pretty good. We were able to hit Rochester, Buffalo, through those areas, and very little traffic. Traffic starting to pick up, but we were on the far side of Buffalo, so Erie, maybe Cleveland might be our next opportunity really to hit any traffic. So we'll see where we're at in another 100 miles. So we are at the Love's truck stop. Madison, I think it is, Ohio. I don't know, somewhere in Ohio. It all kind of goes together. JD's back here trying to get his receipts and pictures all taken and all that, so we can turn everything into the Iron Butt Association. Everything's still going well. He's developed a little bit of an oil leak, and so we're going to try to find a Harley sticker to put on the tank, and then it'll be all set and we'll know that it's good to go. So at the last stop, JD used my Airhawk. Now we want the cycle gear. Oh, looky here.
Yeah,
he's got himself a butt pad too. Yeah. Now he's watching the video to try to figure out how to link a Cardo and a Senna together. We'll figure it out. Hey, we have made it halfway. We are at the 500 mile mark. We're stripping down a little bit. JD still got his long johns on. I'm not sure that's the answer to life, but he's still working on that. Got his arms out in the window, but everything seems to be going well. The oil leak that he had doesn't seem to really be causing any trouble at this point. So we are in Mansfield, Ohio, halfway point. Hammer down. Wilmington, Ohio, 625-ish miles right now. Both the Yamahas are running really well. We're both holding up pretty good, so got gas, going to grab something to munch on, and back at it again. So here we are at the Loves in Sadieville, Kentucky. I don't know if he's looking any better, but after finding the gel seat pad, he's feeling a whole lot better. I've got my Airhawk R that I'm using. That definitely helps. Oh, we're around 730 miles. We're knocking them out a little bit at a time. So getting a little tired, but more thirsty and hungry. Currently at 849 miles, Corbin, Kentucky at the Pilot Flying J. One more gas stop and then we'll be able to fly right through that 1,000 miles with no problem. Bike's running great. There's a little oil leak, remains just a little drip. No big deal, so we're going to keep on hammering it. Grab something to munch on here, grab something to drink, stay hydrated, and we are going to fly and see if we can wrap this up. We're going to be doing total probably 1,100 and a quarter, something like that, to get to our destination. So we'll definitely have enough miles in, and maybe it'll take a little easier once we cross that 1,000-mile mark. But either way, we're going to get this wrapped up here pretty soon. Bike's been running good. We're not feeling totally great, you know, butts are hurting and back, shoulders, all that stuff, but it's what you get when you do an iron butt. So check back in a minute. So we're down here on the south end of Kentucky now, just fueled up, starting to get a little darker out, so I figured I'd give you a little bit of POV video in here while I still can. It's been a really nice ride so far. New York, going across the New York State Thruway on 90. Let's be honest, it's not the most scenic, fun road in the world. And then we ran through Pennsylvania into Ohio on 90. Took 271 down 71 to 75. And now we're on 75, and we got about 25 miles left to go in Kentucky. Rolling into Tennessee, and we're sitting at, let me check the button here. We're at 850.9 miles. So we're going to be going to JD's sister's place just north of Atlanta and crash there for the night. That's going to be about 11:25. So I know we're going to be well in the overage range that is going to make the Iron Butt Association happy, because I know from past experience when I did my last Iron Butt that they deducted about 40 miles based on I could have, should have taken a shorter way, and they're real sticklers about it, and I think that's a great thing, because if you got an Iron Butt certification, it means you did it, and you did it well, you did it right. So I think that's great. No complaints whatsoever, but you got to make sure you cross your T's, you dot your I's, and do the right thing along the way, because if you don't, you won't get certified. So most of the way through Ohio, sorry if you live in Ohio, but dang, you got a boring state to ride through. Kentucky, northern part isn't all that grand either, but you get down here, southern part near Tennessee, get into the Appalachian Mountains a little bit more, and they got some good rolling hills and a lot nicer scenery to look at while you're riding. Any goof ups along the way? Well, no, actually. Being that I've done this before, helping JD or Jason out, this is his first Iron Butt that he's doing. So being that I've done it before, we're being really good about the logbook. We're doing the receipts, all that, so that we know that when we turn everything in, they will have everything we need. Take a picture of your receipt with your odometer, and that way you can track your mileage between stops and times and all that. Because again, the Iron Butt Association, they do their due diligence to make sure that you're doing it right. And again, that's a great thing. They've got a new thing out where you can file electronically, but then there's another, you can get like a yearly membership type of thing that gives you kind of a fast track to getting certified and all that. But it requires going through PayPal, through Spotwalla, through a bunch of other things, and I don't want to jump through hoops. So honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to be turning in the paperwork or not, but I wanted to go over with you what needs to be done. So I guess I'm getting the cart ahead of the horse here. But how this works, when you start your Iron Butt, you start your day, you get a receipt. It can be for gas, it can be, last time I used a bottle of water, but I got a receipt with a time, the date, and location on it. Take that picture with your odometer to show your starting mileage. Every time you stop, you write it down, how long and where it was. Now, we've made a couple different stops. They were outside of gas stops, but we wrote them down. So when you get to a gas stop, you get your gas receipt, and a lot of times you got to look the receipt over real good, because a lot of times with that gas receipt, it won't have the right time, or it won't print at the pump and you got to run inside or whatever. So make sure you get your gas receipt, because if you don't, you're probably not going to get certified. So get that receipt from the pump. Get out your phone, camera, whatever you choose to use. Everybody's got a camera on their phone anymore. So you take that with your odometer and make sure that the time and the location is visible on the receipt with your odometer, not trip odometer, but legit actual odometer. And with that, every time, take a picture. Then when you get to the end, you do the same thing, and that will be your ending point. There's a lot of logging what you did, mapping where you go. I'm being tracked by an app I have on my phone that makes a video of where I go. So I think that's going to be pretty neat. You can pop in pictures and stuff you took along the way. So I think that would be a good thing to be able to send in to them so that they can verify location with GPS as well as the gas pumps. So when you turn in your mileage, always go over by at least 5%. The reason why, your odometer, your speedometer, whatever on your bike may not be correct. And if it's not correct, you might end up with what you think might be, say, 1,020 or whatever, but you may have actually only done like 975. And believe me, if you've never done an Iron Butt, it's a lot harder than what people make it out to be. Your butt will hurt, your shoulders will hurt, your back will hurt, you will have some aches and pains. It's not a bad idea to take a few Tylenol, Advil, whatever works for you along the way, because you're going to be sore, you're going to be tired. It is what it is. You're probably, if you're doing it like I do, I'm stopping every 100 to 125 miles for two reasons. One reason, JD's bike, that's all he can get out of a tank of gas. But my bike, I can get about 230. But if you don't get off, wander around a little bit, you're going to be aching and paining and hurting, and you just don't want to do that. So I stop every 100 to 125 just to get off, walk around, go to the bathroom, maybe grab something to drink, stay hydrated, something to eat. One thing, for the most part, I try to stay away from caffeine, and I try to stay away from sugar. I don't want those false highs that you get from caffeine and sugar. As you can see, this Dr. Pepper in my cup holder, that does have a little bit of caffeine in it, because I wanted just something different than water. Been drinking a lot of water today, so wanted something with a little bit of flavor to it, and that's not a whole lot at that last place we went to. So, you know, with that, don't get overly caffeinated, because you're going to have that afternoon crash. Don't overdrink, or you're going to be peeing your brains out. Don't underhydrate, because if you underhydrate, you're going to have all those aches and pains. Your brain's going to get a little foggy, more apt to get tired quicker, those types of things. And the one thing I can suggest along the way, and it was a definite for us this morning, we left at about 50 degrees. Now I ride at 50 degrees all the time. It's not an issue whatsoever. However, if you're leaving at 3 a.m. and you're leaving at 50 degrees, it's really not going to warm up much till about 9 in all reality. So you're going to be running 6 or so hours in cold. Are you dressed for it? You may think you are, but are you legitimately dressed for it? You can get hypothermia on your bike. Now, I have a heated seat, I have heated grips, so it's not as big of a deal as it could be in some respects, but that can give you kind of a false feeling of being warm when you're really not. So with that, we've just got to be very cognizant of our temperature. Right now, this jacket, as you can see the sleeve here, this jacket that I'm wearing is very, very ventilated. It's probably 70, 72 degrees still here in southern Kentucky. So I would say at the next stop, I'll put the liner in it. Probably at the next stop, I will change gloves, because these on the palm are all leather, but on the back side, there's a lot of ventilation. So I want to make sure that my hands stay warm, you know, my core stays warm. I've got the full face helmet on, obviously, or I wouldn't be doing the point of view deal here. But just wanted to cut in here and give you a few thoughts on if you're going to do an iron butt, maybe a few tips, maybe a few thoughts on it. One thing I would do, the number one thing I would do if you want to do an iron butt ride, is go to their website, find out the rules, find out what the rides are. The entry-level ride is what I have done in the past, and that's what we're doing today, which is the Saddlesore 1000. 1,000 verified miles in under 24 hours. There's also bun burners, and there's a lot of different ones. Well, welcome to Tennessee, the volunteer state. Getting into some mountains and stuff, and really cool riding through Tennessee. Again, our end goal is going to be just north of Atlanta. Cool looking sunset hanging out over there. Ooh, it's bumpy. But check out these lights down here. And down by my feet, Eagle Lights Spectral Shift. Drop a shameless plug for them, because they are an affiliate partner with the Paint Can channel. And if you want something that looks cool like this, all you got to do is go to eaglelights.com, and when you get to the checkout, put in all caps Paint Can 57, and you're going to get 15% off your entire order. I mean, come on, doesn't get any better than that. 15% off your entire order, not just one thing, not just one time, but legitimately 15% off your entire order anytime you go there. So maybe this time you just want to buy a headlight, that's cool, buy the headlight, get 15% off. Next time you want this spectral shift, that's cool too, get 15% off. So every time you go back, 15% off. So remember, Paint Can 57, all caps. And anytime, you know, a company like that helps me out, I'm going to try to help you out as well. And they're a great company. I've got this spectral shift on both this bike and on my Valkyrie. I've got one of their 7-inch round headlights in my CB1000. I also have the signal light kit for all 4 signals in my Valkyrie, which actually are made for a VTX 1800 or 1300. They use the same light. So if you were to order the signal lights, which are absolutely awesome, you'd have to order them for a VTX, or just call customer service and they'll hook you up. They know what fits what. They do a great job with the customer service, and they'll tell you what is going to be fitting what bike you have. They've got a ton of stuff that fits Harley and Indian, because let's face it, that's what the aftermarket relies on, especially Harley, because people buy so much stuff for them. Seems like we've really frequented the Love's truck stops today. Seems like they're about everywhere out here. 33 miles to go, and we will have this Iron Butt in the bag as far as the 1,000 miles, but we're going to do another 100-ish miles after that to get to JD's sister's place, so we'll know that we were definitely within the realm of the 1,000 miles. Even if they took away some miles here or there, we'll be at least 100 over. So 33 to go. I know it's dark, I know it's late, I know all that, but we are at 999 miles, 0.9. We are just about to, yep, there it is, the 1,000 mile mark. We have completed the Iron Butt Challenge Saddlesore 1000. Now, obviously, like I've said before, that doesn't mean that they would be certified. We got to definitely do an overrun on the miles, but we have accomplished, we have completed the 1,000 miles that we needed to do in less than 24 hours, because we started at 3:06 and it is now 11:42. So we came in 21 hours, just about, a little less than 21 hours. Ace, we're at 1,077 miles. We're tired, we're loopy. He's trying to figure out where his sister lives because he doesn't even know anymore.
Completely forgot.
But we've got done with the Iron Butt portion of the ride, and we're just gonna add more to it to make sure that it's certified, because being loopy and whatever. But even if this is our last gas stop, which it won't be, because she's still 100 and some odd miles away. So
one more stop.
One more stop. We'll count that as the last gas stop. We'll definitely be over. So here we are in Marietta, Georgia. 1,139 miles so far out of 1,000. So yeah, I think we're doing good. Yeah, okay. All right, so it's the next morning. We made it to JD's sister's house. Got the two bikes over here ready to go for this morning, but that's going to wrap up today's video. And just wait. Oh, we got some really cool stuff coming up for you the next couple videos. I hope you really like it. I hope you enjoyed this one. A little bit of a run through on an Iron Butt ride. We ended up doing 1,200 and change, and honestly, with the mileage we're doing today, there's a good possibility that as long as we get it done by 3 o'clock this afternoon, we will have actually done a bun burner 1,500. Not sure, definitely not going to turn in for that, because they're going to be doing some back and forth stuff and whatever. So it's going to be tough to verify it really well, so we won't go for it. But just interesting, the amount of miles you can put on a day. Feel pretty good this morning. No, not too bad. Got to grab some breakfast, because I'm jonesing for some breakfast, some coffee. But other than that, things are good. So I just asked if you like this video, hit that like. I ask that you would subscribe, hit the bell notifications, all those things that the YouTubers ask you to do, so that you'll be sticking around for every video, each and every one. And let's build this channel into something good and into something fun. Have a great and God bless day.